you think they're losing money because they're supposed to be losing money, or do you think they're really losing money because they're spending money? I mean, obviously they're spending money, but what's your take on it? Awesome. I love having discussions with you.
Say again?
Nothing.
What's my take on what?
Yeah, nothing.
You know I can't text and listen at the same time.
Yeah, but I thought we were talking. I didn't realize we were texting. Good.
No. What do you got?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No. We're good. It'll be great.
All right, guys, this is Byron, Lazine, Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 32 of The Real Word.
I thought for sure you wouldn't remember what number we were on.
I got it. I wrote it on the board, so it was an easy one to remember this week.
There it is.
And it's a big week, action-packed week. A lot of good stuff happening.
Every week's a big week.
I know. Every week is a big week. No, but we got almost 5 topics. We've got
We
our
have
3
lots of topics,
rackets.
but don't scare them off. Don't scare them off by telling them there's 5 topics.
All right.
Don't be scared, people.
Well, if you just want the
They're
LeBron
really
James ones, you can just skip ahead. LeBron, the big move. Anyways, 2 big-time follow-ups.
Yeah.
Right? We were talking about Zillow last week. If you didn't see last week's episode, go check that one out first, especially the main
Episode
topic.
31.
We're going to go dig a little bit deep on Zillow and the confusion of if they're actually making money when they
Right.
purchase these houses and then
And
sell
luckily
them.
Zillow got back to us.
Yeah, I reached out to Zillow again and I said, "Hey, I'm just confused. I know I have something wrong, but I don't assume you guys are losing money, but explain to me if you are." And they did get back. And listen, I think before we even dive into what their strategy is, I think they've executed on this strategy for a long time.
Right.
And I think they're doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
So it does make sense.
No brown nosing this week.
Anyways.
Go for it.
So
read the response.
So the article that we referred to in
People want to know.
And we can link that article back up, Sam, if we want. It's the same article from last week. There was one particular listing they were talking about. So the response, I guess, said, "Hey, we're not going to look at one listing, right? Let's talk about overall what we're doing as Zillow."
It's still super interesting, though, and I think that there's a lot of follow-up questions to the response still, because I'm still not understanding why Zillow would buy a home to then just sell it for, like, minimal. Like, don't even buy the house then.
Listen.
But.
So they frankly said they are not going to profit on every single home.
Right.
Just not going to do it.
Okay.
And I mean, and we referenced that last week, by the way. We said Spencer Raskoff said the margins are going to be very small, and they're already out in front of this thing saying, hey, when you buy a house for a discount and then put it right back on the market, the margins are going to be small anyways, because they're not going in
and doing anything
and gutting the kitchen and doing all these types of things.
Right.
They're focused, and if you look at their quarterly reports, because they're a public traded company, so they're playing that game, right? Look at our quarterly reports. Over time, that profit has not been something that they're focused on. They have been losing money, overall. But they're heavily investing in brand. And we say this ad nauseum almost, where we're always talking about, hey, when technology disrupts everything in this space, which it will, which it is, which is happening right now, what agents are going to be left, right? It's going to be the agents that have built brand, right? It's going to be the companies that build brand, and Zillow's doing it better than anybody right now. They are the brand of real estate. I mean, right? It's like, hey, you got a question? Google it. You got a house question? Zillow it.
Yeah, well, I mean, so Byron, maybe you should talk about what you do when you're looking for homes.
I go on Zillow.
Every once in a while, he'll text me.
I have access to the MLS.
Because I'm his agent, and he'll be like, hey, Nicole, I just saw this house. What about that one? And I'm like, Byron, it's under contract. Where are you looking? He's like, oh, I'm looking on Zillow.
I can't wait to give
Luckily,
you
his
a
realtor
Zillow
knows
review.
properties that are under contract. So
I can't wait to give you a Zillow review, by the way. Wow.
That would be a fun one.
I don't know if I can.
Wait, remember that episode? What episode was that? That was probably like episode 11. Remember we were talking about becoming a Zillow agent just so that Zillow could give us a Zillow review?
Exactly, yeah.
You got kind of giddy about it.
I would love to have a Zillow review from
Zillow.
Absolutely. Better be a 5-star, by the way. But anyways, not brown nosing.
No.
It's just the facts, right?
Oh,
They've
it's
done
100% the facts.
Better job branding than anyone else.
Well, and if they're telling you and showing you, and it's obvious that you know, they're talking about their quarterly reports, you know, over time are
They don't care.
not profitable.
They don't
They
care.
are working on something, people, because they could definitely be just taking that money and just like keeping it in their pockets and just continuing to live off of the brand that they already built. But they're doing something back there. Like,
dude, no, that's the point right now.
I mean, there's something happening. They're spending money on something. They're building something back there. They're doing something, and they're a monster. Like,
they're not losing money on purpose.
Not on purpose, because they don't need to.
So they're collecting a lot of data, for sure.
Right.
And they're also, you know, testing, right? Like, what's going to happen if we start buying more homes than we are right now, right? They're getting enough information to really track and measure what they're doing.
Which is obviously what they're saying is why they're okay with losing some money right now, because they're buying the house. They're probably just testing, you know, testing how their platform to see if it works, if it doesn't work. So yeah, that's probably why they're listing it for $10,000 more, because
there's an article on Inman right now.
Oh, are you blocked out?
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Out.
It's only on my phone. I'm not. But there's an article on Inman right now. Last week, they announced a $650 million public offering, half in stock, half in senior notes. That's going to allow them to go out and acquire potentially even more properties, or not properties, sorry, more companies that they're eyeing right now. Maybe it's a tech company. Maybe it's, who knows who it is, right? But $650 million more bucks to play with.
Something's coming.
They're not going to buy real estate with that money.
Okay.
They're going to only buy companies that they see can help them grow, right? So we know all the companies, right? They own Truly, they own Dotloop. They are creating, whether you like it or not, a marketplace, and they've branded it very well. So, you know, to their point, they're not going to make money. They're certainly not going to make money if they're only listed at $8,000 more than what they paid for it, because, and I don't know the exact numbers, but in their words, they are paying agents the appropriate commissions for those marketplaces. Mm-hmm. So if they're breaking even on the sale and they're paying, let's just call it 5% for the sake of this conversation, on a $400,000 house, that's $20,000 loss to pay the agent the commission. I cannot imagine that's going to be a model that they do
forever. No,
forever.
This is like learning. This is learning time. That $20,000 that they're losing is probably just in learning. I mean, it's like it's investing. It's investing in themselves. That's what they're doing.
And because Zillow has multiple ways of making money, they can do that. Let's go to our second follow-up, Opendoor.
Oh yeah.
They make money off of buying the house and selling it.
Right.
Right. So they have to be careful with their margins.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's because that's their only game at this point.
And now we had somebody from Opendoor reach out to us too, and I'm still waiting for her to invite us to one of these Opendoor cities.
She was super chatty. She was super chatty until
I said,
we all said, hey, like fly us out.
Fly us out.
We'll bring Sam with us. We'll do like a whole like documentary of the whole experience, and then
nothing.
It was crickets.
So what we said last week was agents need to be thinking about starting their own Opendoor system, right? Their own way to have their sellers allow, especially if the house is vacant or if they're going to be gone for 8 hours or 10 hours during the day, allow buyers to see the house without a buyer agent. What does that system look like if you were basically going to, because to me, Opendoor is a feature. They are not a proprietary.
No, it's definitely a feature. But you also have to keep in mind, though, that Opendoor is buying the homes from the seller.
Yes.
And then it's a vacant home.
So, but how many sellers do you have, especially here where we are in the Connecticut shoreline, where that's a second home, it's vacant. It would work on those.
No. I'm talking about nothing in the home.
Right.
So it's a little different because Opendoor is taking on the responsibility of the home, and it's their home. So if anybody goes in there and vandalizes, it's them. Where if a buyer comes through a home where there's forks and silverware and couches, and I'm just saying,
they might steal a fork.
Well,
so Jacob Hunter, appreciate you being engaging in the show. Appreciate you sending me the Instagram.
Yeah, I love that you're following us.
The Instagram note here. So he's on the West Coast. He's in California. His MLS, and Sam, I sent you the thing. You can pop it up on the screen. He sent us the link to his MLS. They're already doing this. They're doing what Opendoor does. And if you're looking at the photo, the first thing you do is take a selfie of yourself as the buyer. and you also upload your driver's license. That's going to give you access to the property instantly, Opendoor style. So
so they don't verify any of that. They're not verifying that
Oh,
the
I did.
picture
Yeah.
is
So
the same as the license.
I tried it twice.
Yep.
I flipped my license over so that there was no picture, and it wouldn't let me go through.
So what if like Sam takes a selfie and then puts your license up? We should try that out. It's like, dude, I've used fake IDs virtually my entire life until I was of age.
I didn't try that.
Never? You never?
No, I tried that when I was 19. I didn't try it in this scenario today.
Because I definitely had fake IDs that were not me. Granted, a little different, but
yeah, and I don't know, assuming that this is the beginning, because it is.
As a seller, it's a little scary. It's a little scary.
But assuming that
it's genius,
this technology keeps getting better. Pat and I on the radio this weekend, I talked about this.
Right.
And I had people call in and I had someone
call
in that was
with Pat about things first, and then I'm just sort of like, Nicole will just get the leftovers.
We have way more listeners on The Real Word. But I had somebody that was in their mid-40s say 100% I would allow buyers to come into my home.
If you had all their information.
If you had the information without a buyer agent.
Dude, as an agent that I'm meeting a buyer for the first time, I think it's brilliant even just for that. Like, hey, send me your selfie, send me your license.
And so, you're going to collect. If you're an agent that understands like where this game is being played, it's all being played in the listings.
Right.
And if you had this at your fingertips, you're going to create so many more leads.
Absolutely. Well, good leads that because now people are having to
you're gonna have their selfie, man.
You're gonna have a selfie. You're gonna have their information, and then I also think that by them having to provide that type of information, they'll probably not become a real estate whore, because there are plenty of buyers out there that just. Yeah, they just start like dabbling and showing up and using right. But now that they you legitimately have their photo and you actually have their address, so you can just start sending them some gifts. Definitely not a 4th of July mailer, but you could start sending them things to.
You're gonna know what they look like, so when you add them on Facebook, you're adding the right person.
I'm certain that they're not gonna. I think it'll cut a lot of the. And everyone keeps. And again, back to the Zillow thing. I mean, everyone talks about how do we eliminate Zillow? How do we get our leads back? Again, hate to bring up Greg again, but Greg tried to do it, and that. I mean, if he had presented this model, I think we would have actually left Arizona really excited.
And he was at the doorstep. He's in Arizona, so he was at the doorstep of Opendoor. He knows what's happening, and yet buyer agent was
so wrong,
or whatever it's called. Buyer,
is it even
buyer
around?
Hunt?
I haven't heard anything about it.
No, it's not going. Nothing's happening.
Oh, poor thing.
But here's the thing: when you're trying to remove Zillow from the equation, you're competing against somebody who doesn't care if they make money, and they're just doing what's in the best interest of the consumer at all times, which is literally, whether you want to believe it or not, what they do.
Well, because it's
then they're going to win. All
Absolutely.
Right, let's go into the rackets.
Ready.
Racket number 1. Maybe the best racket of all time.
Lebron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James.
Is going to LA, La Land. You think this is a racket? Yes or no?
Only because I could give 2 hoots less.
Dude,
really, it's actually flabbergasting to me that you care that much about LeBron James, but literally nothing else.
Do you think LeBron James is going to win a championship in LA?
Dude, I don't even know who he was playing with before. If you gave me a lineup, I probably don't even know what the hell he looks like.
I think it was a total racket that people didn't think he was going to LA. In 2015, he purchased a $21 million home. And then in December of that same year, he scooped up a $23 million home.
Okay, but where was he?
In the Brentwood neighborhood of LA.
Where was he before that, though? Where does he have a home?
He had one in Miami. He sold out when he left Miami, and then Cleveland. He's always had a home in Cleveland.
Okay.
Akron prior, he's from Ohio.
Yeah, but dude, if I was in Ohio, I would buy a house, a second home somewhere.
What do you think of this house? Sam, you can put it up. You've got the article. What do you think of that place?
I think it's pretty nice.
I think it's ridiculous, dude. LeBron James, not a racket, going to LA, gonna win a championship there someday.
Okay.
All right, that's on the record. Racket number 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 4th of July week.
It is.
I'm super pumped about that.
Oh my God, you hate fireworks. You hate fun.
Going
He's actually
leaving.
Week, though, I'm surprised he's not leaving the country.
So, 4th of no, it's America's holiday. I'm staying around.
Yeah.
So 4th of July, I already got one this morning.
Yeah.
I got one of those Happy 4th of July. I think it was probably some from Lender or something.
Oh, they're always from Lenders.
It was an e-blast with the like fuzzy, crappy photo of the fireworks.
I thought you meant like the fireworks were fuzzy. Like
Our holiday canned e-blasts.
Yes.
A racket.
Such a racket. Yeah.
Do you think? Here's what I think. I actually think more people unsubscribe from you. When they know they just got a canned holiday email, because that's a perfect opportunity to unsubscribe.
And it's interesting because I feel like lenders are probably doing it because they're seeing other lenders doing it, and then they're like, oh my goodness, if like I can't not do it. It's sort of like print ad, right? I've always argued, like, I kind of feel like
everyone
have to
else
do
is doing it. What if I don't do it?
Right, then nobody knows.
They're going to think I don't believe in the 4th of July.
Well,
if I don't do it.
Just I'm not going to be at the top of mind. But
dude, it's such a racket. The only when emails,
unless my middle name was 4th of July, there's no reason.
No, and when emails right now are at a 15 to 20% open rate in the industry of real estate, you should only be sending one if you're adding value. Total racket. If you're watching this right now or listening to this and you sent one out, I'm apologizing to you, but I want you in the future to never send out a holiday e-blast ever again. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah, Byron doesn't even like to actually do holiday posts on our social platforms.
Yeah, what do you think? Is that a racket on Facebook?
I like to do my family. Like, hey, like
you like to do
Merry
the family
Christmas
thing.
from like the Whites, like the White family.
Yeah, saves beating a Christmas card, which I also think are rackets. But
I don't do Christmas cards anymore. I used to have really good ones.
I guess if you're going to do it on Facebook, you're going to do something like you take a moment in time photo of that day.
I do.
And you share it.
People like to see my kids. I got family around. Yeah. But again, Christmas was always a fun one because like the white thing, we could always like, hope you have a white Christmas. You know?
The white people.
Yeah, always.
Anyway. The white people are a racket.
So the email is definitely a racket.
All right. Racket number 3.
Super excited.
We're talking about Amazon. We're talking about Zillow. These giants.
Big.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
We weren't talking about Amazon. We are now.
We are now.
Right? They're the bigger giant in the room than Zillow or Opendoor.
Well, we talked about Amazon once before when they came up with that key.
We did.
The key.
So the Amazon Alexa, the Echo device, can hear a lot of things. And
I have one in my house. My kids ask every morning what the temperature is going to be. Ridiculous. We play games, like song games. So have you been a part of that yet? The songs? The song competition?
Sounds like too
much fun.
Too much fun for me.
Sorry.
But there is an Alexa device, the Echo, sitting in homes right now called Agent Neo, or is it Alexa Neo?
No, so it sounds like you have an Echo, but it's a new. But this Agent Neo. Is the new.
Lets listing agents leave an Echo in a home to help buyers agents. So with all the stuff we've talked about, Opendoor and MLSs in like California allowing buyers to go direct, why would the Agent Neo rather be helping buyer agents? Why aren't they just helping the buyer who's getting into the property?
Again, it can be both, really.
You just, unattended.
You see the Echo, I mean, there's so many agents in our area that still have like listing, like
Alexa,
folders,
what's the square footage of this room?
Yes. Or
Alexa,
hey, like what was their March electric bill?
Yeah.
I mean, those are quite. Or I get what year was the garage bill?
Dude, the electric bill.
Yeah.
Imagine when you're paying all your electricity through Amazon, and then you can just say, give me the last 12 average.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Or give me their last 4 purchases.
When was the septic last pumped? Dude, like
everything.
And so.
And again, it brings us back to like that, like, as much as like we should know those things, right? As an agent, our job really is to market your home so that people are getting into your house.
Market, sales, branding.
Like that's our job. Our main job is to get marketing. So when I have agents that are like, why don't you know that? Like, because I don't really think that knowing everybody's electric bill is my job. My job is that like I won because I got you in the house.
And here's the thing: in a day and age where all the information is Googleable.
Right.
Like having an agent memorize stats about a home is not the best use of their time.
Right.
The best use of their time is, to your point, driving traffic, following up on leads, right? That type of thing.
Right.
And now when an Alexa can give you on demand, to the minute information in somebody's home while you're there viewing it, you certainly don't need the
it's
buyer
genius.
agent to be
well,
there.
especially because so many sellers are like, did you tell them about the windows? Did you tell them about, like, this now allows the seller to even upload all the information that they want to make sure that's getting across to the buyer.
Alexa, is there anything that the seller would like me to know about the home?
Like,
oh my gosh.
Oh, I birthed my child in the 3rd floor room, and when you like need like a breeze, you get to like walk out the door. Like, there's like crazy stories.
And that's still the original carpet in there. Dude, the game is changing.
It's super changing. That one I'm really excited about because I think that'll be killer.
And to that point, like if you're an agent right now and you're not thinking about how to let buyers access homes unattended, and you're not thinking about how to build out some type of an Alexa skill in the future for your listings or for your past clients or for your whatever, those are two places that as you move into the later half of 2018, you need to be looking at.
Like the biggest unracket so far.
Yeah,
ever.
Totally not a racket. Totally going to happen.
It's amazing.
If you think it's a racket, though, as always,
please
let us know in the comments.
Or let us know how excited you are. I'm like, I'm kind of excited. Because there's even sometimes where you just like, if you're at the open house, like, let's just do a quick review. You know? There it is.
If you think anything's a racket, you have a racket for us, drop it in the comments, and check out the Rackets on Instagram. Is it called The Rackets? The Rackets on Instagram.
With Byron and Nicole.
That'll be the two of us as the show.
It should be.
It is. Well, that's the show.
It is.
It's the two of us. If you want one of us to leave the show, you can drop that in the comments. Oh, that's the name, with Byron. Got it.
Yes.
All right.
One of us to leave.
Should we do the happy fourth
thing? I'm being. What's the happy fourth thing?
Even though we
happy fourth, guys.
We took a big shit on the e-blast.
Enjoy your 4th.
Enjoy your 4th.
Hopefully
from
you get to see
Byron
some
and Nicole.
fireworks. Oh, that's sweet.
See you next week.
Aw.
See ya.